Hi there, how you doing? This is my 300th video, and I thought I'd do a couple things different here. First off, I wanted to thank everybody who has subscribed to me. I have now hit 800 subscribers. Actually, I think I've leaped over that. I think I've got to maybe 18 or something like that. Thank you very much. I really appreciate you guys watching. I hope to make videos more entertaining in the future. I'll do my best. Don't forget, I also have my new co-hosting duties over on 2 channels, actually. I'm over on Dukaloop's channel doing comic news, giving you the best in up-to-date comic nerd information, plus commentary, and a few witty comments here and there. Also, I'm also on Geekvolution's Pop Culture Yearbook, which every 2 weeks we take a look at a year, and we discuss 2 pieces of work from that year, either a film, TV show, book, song, album, comic book, what have you. We'll kind of bring them up and discuss them here and there. Maybe bring back some memories, not only for us, but maybe for you. I don't know. Maybe we'll talk about something you like. I will say we're probably going to avoid the biggest things of each year. Either just, in general, or maybe just in nerddom. I don't know if we'll be talking about, any of the Star Wars movies, if we talk about any of those years that they came out, because, well, I think they've been discussed. I don't know. Just, hey. Also, I want to mention to check out my links. I'm going to post them at the bottom of the screen here. I got the links to the Facebook pages for MANOS Publishing, where you can check out my books, the Caprice and Other Stories, the Red Knight Book 1. Also, information, I have 2 new books coming out later this year. I have the Ladybug book, which is currently being released in Eric Holden's Strange Universe, but later this year you'll be able to get the whole collected story. And also the Red Knight comic book. I'll be dropping updates there. And also there's going to be a separate Red Knight comic book Facebook page. So, just check out the links, and also my Twitter, so you can get all my witty comments about, I don't know, not just comic books and geek stuff, but whatever the hell's bothering me at that very second I tweet. Well, now I've hit 300 videos. At the same time I've hit 800 subscribers. I had a subscriber write to me about a month and a half ago, maybe 2 months ago, asking if I minded if I sort of took part in an interview. Like, he sent me a whole bunch of questions and asked if I'd answer them on the air, and I told him I'll wait until the exact moment, and I thought, well, hey, this is a good enough time as any. So I took a look at these questions, and I thought, I haven't really addressed these too much on the channel, because a lot of this stuff came out, after not after, way before I started doing this. So, thought I'd hit you with this. The subscriber is CubbieBear1980, and I have, let's see, a couple of questions here from CubbieBear1980. By the way, I enjoyed your cartoon series of the 80s from the Disney cartoons. Oh, that was Gummy Bears. I'm sorry. I'm sure your Disney cartoon from the 80s was excellent as well. I have a few questions here, and I thought I'd be nice enough to answer and talk about them for a few minutes. By the way, I probably will do a Q&A maybe when I hit 1,000 subscribers. I thought I'd wait until some time had passed from my last Q&A. So hey, tell everybody sub me, if you want to see another Q&A. It's like, hey, this guy's great, you should sub. So I can ask him a question about, I don't know, fucking Transformers or something. Anyway, I'm going to go here. Here's his first question. This is the big subscriber interview. Number 1, did you enjoy the Nightfall series, in which Batman was broken and John Paul Valley stood in, taking the mantle of the Bat and putting on the cowl? Follow up. Did you see that topic tackled in would you like to see that topic tackled in either a live action or probably more appropriate animation? I did enjoy the Nightfall storyline back when it came out in the 90s. And at that point, I had recognized that it was sort of a spin-off or a sequel to the very popular Death Return World Without a Superman. So I quickly picked up on the fact that it was kind of adapting the same format. So I thought, well, I don't want to see Batman gone, but this will be an interesting change of pace. Let's see what kind of story we got. So I wasn't too outraged when it happened. And actually, I kind of soaked it up. I bought every book that came out dealing with this. I picked up the the Azrael miniseries, the Bane one-shot, picked up all the issues, which was not always easy. I mean, there were tons of different books. I did, in the middle, I did get a little choosy here and there. Like, well, I don't think this particular issue really is that important with the storyline. Maybe I'll skip that one. And sometimes I was right. Actually, a lot of times I was right. I already picked up my skills on bullshit. And of course I did enjoy that story. It ends with, it actually ends in an interesting way where Batman doesn't come back and take his cape and cowl and go after Bane. Bane's already been taken care of. It's John Paul Valley who has gone nuts and has sort of become the Batman that a lot of fans had been, kind of aching for. That kind of vigilante, vicious killer kind of thing, where that was kind of, a big thing back in the 90s, the whole dark kind of character where a lot of fans were getting into this, like, kind of method of, where they really kind of were questioning superheroes in general. Like, the vigilantes were getting a little more popular, the Punisher types, the Cable types, the ones that, shot, and killed, because it was so much cooler. And there was a little cool coming off of the regular superheroes, so I think this story addressed it pretty well. And also, it ends with the very cool epilogue prodigal, which Bruce kind of makes it up to Dick. Like, well, I'm sorry I got this psychopath that I just met 2 minutes ago to be Batman instead of you. So then we had that nice, I think 10 issues, where him and Tim Drake were Batman and Robin, while he went off and took a break or something. We didn't find out for years until the Earthquake story, what Batman was doing, and all he was doing. I gotta admit, that was a little disappointing when we found out years later that all he did was just set up another Batcave in the middle of Gotham. I thought they were going to reveal that he went and did something incredibly cool, or got laid or something. That, took something. But, oh well. Now, I would love to see that. Now, the problem is, in doing that in animation, we've been watching these Bruce Timm films, and they're kind of limited to maybe a 70-minute time frame. So, I mean, check out the Superman Doomsday one, how squished that was. And they actually kind of, in a way, turned it into a different story. So that would have to happen to Nightfall if that ever happened. If maybe, since this is Batman, DC might go, well, you can have 3 films, and it would be a trilogy. But I would think that would probably be the best way to do it. I would definitely love to see maybe that done as a trilogy released in DVD. In the films, that would be kind of get difficult. I can pretty much rule out that Bale is going to be not Bale. Christopher Nolan will be doing it. I'm sure Bale can direct a film too, but Nolan is the one I'm talking about. He's pretty much got his series pretty much wrapped up, I think. So I don't see him doing that. Future films, who knows? That'd be cool. I do think if there was a Batman live-action series, that would probably be the best place to do it, where you could actually spread that out for the whole season. I've often thought Batman would be a great live-action series. Matter of fact, in between the Schumacher debacle and the Nolan film, I was hoping, like, maybe they'd repair Batman's image in the public eye with a live-action series. Especially at the time I was watching Angel and Buffy a lot, and I thought, hey, if they did kind of, with that kind of style, with, some costumes that look kind of realistic, we could have, a pretty good show. But thank God for Nolan. Anyway, I hope that's answered your question. Now, how would you rate the first 2 Batman films by Burton? And of course, are you of the camp of loving or hating the infamous and very Christmas film, Batman Returns? And I did discuss this on Eric Holden's channel, blows himself up, dude, when we did the Batman panel a few months back, last year actually, where we discussed the films. And I did notice an interesting dichotomy. The panel was split between myself and Captain Logan over at Geekvolution and King 1912, and Eric. Eric and King are, you know, teenagers, and Logan and myself are not. I'm in my 30s. Logan was in his late 20s. Oh, I'm sure he still is. And we both came down very differently on the two Batman films, where they both disliked even 89, and we both. I personally love 89. I love it and I appreciate it. And I remember waiting for almost a year and a half for that film. And I was very excited when it came out. And I still remember almost in detail going to see it with friends. And it was kind of a little event for me. I still love it to this day. And, you know, with its little problems and story problems that I disagreed with, I was a big fan of it. You know, I remember even waiting for it to come out on video. I was very, very excited about the movie. Returns, of course, the plot is a clusterfuck, and it's a mess. And actually, it could have been done without the Penguin, for instance, or at least the Penguin could have been better applied into the story. I don't really mind the slimy, crazy Jekyll and Hyde kind of Penguin they did in this version. Although I prefer the gangster version, which, by the way, was not done until years after this version was done. When this film was made, Penguin was still sort of the supervillain kind of villain with, you know, a few henchmen here and there, and he'd do, you know, special themes. He wasn't, you know, mob boss until maybe mid-90s. That was Chuck Dixon's doing. Thank you, Mr. Dixon. You were unsung, as far as I'm concerned. So, you know, to be honest, I kind of like the kind of creepy-looking Penguin. There were some times over the top, and you know what? The idea that people would follow this guy as a mayor was a little pushing a joke. There was no fucking way. I mean, remember how Howard Dean screamed at a rally, which had thousands of people, and he was pumping them up, and everybody looked at him as if he had, like, become a maniac, and he had been dropped pretty much from the race. Now, what if he had bit one of his people on the nose in front of everyone? How would that have gone? I know you're asking me to believe in Catwoman and, you know, Batman and such like that, but you know, this world is supposed to have similar political processes as we do in this world, so I don't know. I think that film would have been better if they had stripped out the Penguin and made it primarily about Catwoman and revenge against Max Schreck. Maybe leaving out the cat kisses, making someone return to life. I don't know. I don't know why the films, that also in the Halle Berry Catwoman, I don't know why the films seem to think that Catwoman has superpowers. I think in the Birds of Prey series, it's kind of under that assumption too. No, she's just a person like Batman. I don't know why we need to keep giving her powers. I don't understand that. I'm assuming Nolan will be not doing that. But yeah, with its problems, I still enjoy Batman Returns. It's my least favorite of the two Tim Burton films. But there's still some beautiful imagery in there. The score from Danny Elfman is just amazing. I think the performances are very good from what they're supposed to do. There's some cartoonish, cardboard cutout kind of writing here and there for their characters, where jokes could have been, I don't know, character moments instead. But I still enjoy it. If it comes on TV, I'll watch it, and I don't feel bad about it. You know, and I think that may be a generational thing. If you're a young fan today, maybe you look back at this film similar to maybe when I was a teenager and look back at the Adam West series, which, you know, when 89 had come out, I was like, hey, that stuff is shit. That's not Batman. This is Batman. Well, that's now turned around, and I see a generation later doing the same thing. So that's kind of what I'm feeling. Now, number 3, what story arc would you like to see covered in the next Batman Nolan film, titled The Dark Knight Rises? Now, this was posed before the casting was announced. Everyone seems to be rallying for either Doctor Strange, Dr. Hugo Strange, or Black Mask, and of course, unfortunately, Catwoman. Now, I was a big Catwoman guy, so you know what? Back off. I'm not a big Black Mask guy. I don't know why. I don't know. I don't lose my shit over Black Mask. I don't see that guy and go, ooh, ooh, it's Black Mask. I don't know. He's just kind of a secondary or third Batman villain to me. If he's there, awesome. If he's not there, I'm okay. I'm not like going, oh no, where's Black Mask? I need that guy in the Black Mask to do awful things. I don't know. There's plenty other villains like that do just as much as bad as he does. Hugo Strange would have been cool, and I actually was thinking Nolan would do it. That's such a Nolan kind of character. However, I've been thinking, ever since he cast Anne Hathaway, that a lot of the comics that have informed his films have been Year One and Long Halloween, both of which have Catwoman in it. If you're interested in seeing what Catwoman will probably be like in his films, I'm willing to wager. Go back and reread those comics. I have a feeling that's going to influence his version of Selina Kyle or Catwoman, however he brings her into the fold. Now, you have one more question, and it's Daredevil related. What do you think of the Daredevil movie, and how did you rate it? Ram chips, by the way. Follow-ups. Did you want to see a sequel? Obviously, it probably couldn't be done now. Maybe a reboot. Let's see. I liked the Daredevil film. I didn't have a problem with that. I think, really, a lot of backlash against that film had a lot to do with the fact that a lot of people were hating on Ben Affleck at the time. They were sick of the whole Ben Affleck thing, which really did hurt his career. And I've seen plenty of times people online talk about how that film was a bomb, and boy, it's so nice that we can just rewrite history just because we say. That film did $100 million in non-season time. I think that film came out in February or March or something like that. It was well before summer, and it still did very well. So, yeah, I did have some problems. It did, when I watched it, it did feel like it did have some missing parts to it. It did feel kind of rushed at times. But what was there I did enjoy a lot. The director's cut is far superior and is a much better film. And it really is a pisser that the studio didn't have confidence enough with the film to really let it go like it was. I do wager that if this film was made after Dark Knight, they wouldn't even had any kind of discussion like that. They would have let the director make the film he wanted. So hopefully, maybe in the future, we can have a better Daredevil film series or a TV series. That'd be great. I think that's it for your questions, so thank you very much, and push the button, Lindsay.